Hello friends, welcome once again. Well, it's been another busy Sunday of British touring car action, and now it's time to rate the drivers based on their performances. But we must of course address the tragedy of the weekend, which became a bit of made the weekend very solemn, and also made the tone of the weekend a bit of a down one as well. So, of course, as we know, the marshals, they're voluntary marshals. They do this for free, just to keep the drivers themselves and spectators safe, and without them, motorsport cannot happen. And of course, one marshal on Saturday at Brands Hatch was taken from us in in an absolutely tragic way. 67-year-old Robert Foote, and of course, our prayers and thoughts continue to be with his family and friends. And it is quite and it is absolutely awful. This video is of course dedicated to him and all other marshals who do this, and I will echo the words that the presenters and all drivers were saying, how that the boys in orange are of equal importance to the boys in blue and all the other emergency service colours, because they do basically the same job, keeping people safe and protect life. And they do not deserve to had their life taken doing what they love. And so yes, of course, once again, put safety in perspective. Marshals are always in our thoughts, and the death of a marshal should be taken as seriously as the death of a driver or anyone. So yeah, this is so if you are watching this video now, I'd love for you to put some orange emojis in the comments as a mark of respect for Robert Foote and all marshals, of course. So yeah, okay, that's the solemn part of the video out of the way. Let's get on to ratings. I think it's only fair that we don't include Andy Neese on the list today, because of course he withdrew from the day's action before Sunday even started, due to illness. So which is obviously a real shame. No one deserves to have to pull out due to that. So hope he recovers soon and he's back at Knock Hill. So of course no Andy Neese on this list. So we'll move on to the rookie of the day, our newest rookie, Jack Mitchell. In the Cupra, fairly clean day for him, except for race 3, fairly decent. 22nd places, so I guess he was just outside of the mix at times. It was pretty action-packed. I'd say it was pretty mixed inside the top 20, and I guess everyone below that was kind of doing their own race. So I guess he needs a bit of time to get used to this championship and get used to the car, and probably eventually he'll get back into the mix. But this was a tester weekend really. So I think so. I'm going to give Mitchell a C tier day. Next up, Nick Hamilton. Couldn't start race 1 due to technical faults. Managed to make the start in race 2. Finished last, I think, again. Yep, looking at the results, and was involved in the first lap crash in race 3. So I guess we should say. I guess the two reasons he failed to finish 2 of those races were kind of through no fault of his own. And he did at least keep it clean in race 2, so I guess I'll give him a C on this occasion. Next up, Jack Patel. No points for him, but I'd say this was the most I've ever seen of the guy so far, in that lovely green livery. Top 20 in both the races he finished, and then I think he could probably got a very decent result in race 3 if he hadn't been taken out. But yeah, no, he was definitely in the mix for probably the first time ever, up there with Parfit and even his own teammate Ingram in race 1. Because as of late, I think I've seen Butel on his own, kind of at the back of the pack, doing his own race. But no, he actually got his elbows out today, and he was involved in overtakes and action. So fair play to Butel. I'll give him B. Rick Parfit is next. Failed to finish race 1, was a bit blindsided by the incident in race 1, so I guess he has every reason to be angry, through no fault of his own. And the other 2 races, fairly decent, fairly mediocre, in the middle, as he has been on a few occasions. But got his second ever top 20 in race 3, due to a lot of DNFs. But again, still need a bit of time to warm up and get a bit more pace. I think Mitchell and Parfit are, I think this one will be interesting. Who will be the top rookie this year now, between those two? Because I think Mitchell might well be in a better car and might well adjust to it quicker than Parfit. So it'll be interesting. But again, Parfit needs a bit of work, so he goes to C. Jade Edwards. okay. We get one big finished all her races, 21st and two 20th places. And nearly was taken out in the first. Nearly was taken out in race 3, but due to not being involved in the specific incident, she could carry on, which is a nice, clever rule, I have to say. Qualifying, she was a bit disappointed by, and I think that might have decided her day. Really, just not really getting in the fight that much. So Jade Edwards goes in C for this weekend. Sam's belt is next. Best ever qualifying for him, 15th, and I'm sure he would hope for a lot of points, especially looking at how fast his teammate was, but not really anywhere in the end. He did recover a little bit in races 2 and 3, but I think more probably due to benefiting from cars not finishing. So Smelts, I'm afraid, goes in D tier, probably purely for like the weekend could have gone so much better, and I think one of the biggest slumps of the day. Sam Osborne's next. He had his best qualifying also, and race 1 didn't quite go his way, but race 2, I have to say, very impressive to get up to 15th again. While I think, well, there were several who made good progress in race 2, but race 3 had another DNF, so could have been a much better weekend. But that race 2 performance, I think, has earned him a B tier day. Aaron Taylor-Smith next was in the mix quite a lot today. 16th, another 16th, and then 15th he got. I think pretty much every time we saw him, he was in a fight with someone, and someone who was faster clearly. So people like Ingram and Sutton. So fair play to Taylor-Smith for getting his elbows out and getting in the fight, and got one reward with a single point. Doing decent, I have to say. Nowhere near the levels of Gough as of yet. But who knows? Maybe he'll eventually get there. But so due to get his elbows out and put up a good fight, I'm going to give Taylor-Smith B. Carl Boardley again got his best ever result, 11th place. I think did he equal that or beat it? I'm not sure, but he got them twice. And race 3, completely innocent, had a brake failure it seems, and he looked a bit wounded afterwards. So hope he's not too bad now. But very decent now. This is me and my dad both agree this is what we were expecting from him in an Infinity. Up there in the points with not quite up to the pace of Moffat and Sutton, but he's at least there, and much better weekend for him. Would have been really good finish to the weekend had he finished race 3, but not quite. So Boardley goes in B. Now for Tom Chilton, and slightly better this weekend. Qualifying again was a bit of a letdown for him, and I think that might have cost him from getting some really good results today. But 17th from race 1 might not seem great, but improvements over where he started. Back in the points in race 2, and then got his first top 10 of the year in race 3, and really in the fight behind likes of Turkington and Chris Smiley, which was I'm sure the people he'd love to be up there against. So not a bit better from Chilton. So qualifying needs to improve. Most definitely, and he definitely want to be up there with Morgan pretty much straight away. Now it's his teammates in 5th in the championship. So I will give Chilton B tier again. Ollie Jackson. I'm not. I am surprised that with how things are currently going with him. I mean, ever since that third place at Snatterton, I think it's alarming he has dropped a little bit. I mean, race 1, very decent, 12th place. Race 2, caught up in an incident with Jack Gough. Probably not Jackson's fault on that one. And okay, I guess did recover in race 3, so it's not quite a D tier day. I will put him in C, but it's not quite the pace we saw at Snatterton that was impressing so many of us. Next up, Chris Smiley. His brother points finishes came to an end. Race 1, for no fault of his own, and obviously caught out in the Oliphant incident. Fortunately, he's okay. Well done to Hyundai for getting it fixed for race 2, getting a 14th place finish, very decent, and then another top 10 for him in race 3. So I'll put him in B tier again. Honestly, I think he made as much progress as Ingram should have done in that day, and I guess Ingram should probably look at whatever setup Smiley had, because Smiley actually seemed more at one with that car and even scored more points than Ingram in total over the day. So yeah, so work to do for Ingram, but Smiley should be encouraged that he had such good progress. So he goes in BE once again. Now, Senna Proctor, pole position on Saturday, dropped to 9th from race 1, stayed a 9th for race 2, started on reverse grid pole for race 3. Obviously had the spin with Sutton. That I don't blame Proctor for it. I hope he didn't get a penalty for it. I think that was a racing incident. Was unchallenged and race 3 and got his second ever win. So really mixed day, and it picked up at the end. Starting off Saturday ended on the highest of highs, and Sunday ended on the highest of highs. Just not the way we expected. But now Proctor, not just a one-time race winner. He's not just the driver who gambled on drives that one race and won. He's genuinely here to stay, and his new home is BTCC Racing undoubtedly, and I'm intrigued to see how high he will reach as the season goes on. But now he's got that win out the way. He's proved his worth. That he belongs in this team alongside Cook and Edwards. So this is a very good weekend for him. But if it hadn't been for the first 2 races, it would be S tier comfortably. But so I'm going to put him in A. Daniel Lloyd is next, consistent again. He's finished every race he's done this year. Race 2 went a bit pear-shaped, finished out the points for the second time, and then but in race 1 and 3 consistently in the points in the fight again. Had to put up a fight against his teammate Plato for a change, but lost out to Plato twice, but beat him in race 3. But Lloyd again, consistency, and I just hope he gets a few more better results this year, so he goes in A. Jack Gough, probably could have been a much better day, starting 5th on the grid. A tremendous day, in fact, but had a bit of bad luck in race 1 and fell to 10th. And then race 2, his point scoring run came to an unfortunate end for no fault of his own. And then race 3 recovered a little bit, but just missed out on points. But I guess the qualifying pace and the race 1 pace he had before the red flag should really be he should be really encouraged by it. That Cupra is still just as fast and he's just as consistent in it. So decent weekend for Jack Gough, but the DNF ruined his day, so he goes in B. Jason Plato, busy day for him. Say what you want about race 1. I still think that was a racing incident with Oulton. It was a day of racing incidents really. But had a good restart in race 1, got 7th place. But then race 2, things were had a bit of damage, which cost him a load of places, and dropped to 18th. And race 3 again moved up, and race 3 again moved up very slightly to 13th. So yeah, pretty surprising really, because Plato should have been one of the biggest beneficiaries from today, considering the top 2 of the championship had so many problems. So yeah, I guess Jason will be kicking himself a little bit about that one. Now he's outside the top 10 again, but hopefully Knock Hill, I think it's a pretty good place for him. So he might get his act together again now. More results of what he should have wanted on Sunday. So Plato goes in B again. It's very crowded in B tier today. I think that's probably good news for everyone having an average day, and also being involved in incidents. Tom Oliphant, again, same as completely innocent in race 1, and couldn't start race 2. Was very fortunate to miss the race 3 incidents, and ultimately got 14th, so 2 points on the board, but he's now fallen out of the top 10 in the championship. A decent gap behind, so I hope this doesn't cost Oliphant too much. But he'll hopefully be back on the pace at Knock Hill like in Brands Hatch Indy. But this was a crucial weekend for Oliphant, and he'll be pretty annoyed. He has every right to be annoyed with Plato, but and really that his weekend didn't go the way he wanted. So, but hopefully this won't cost him in the long term. So B tier for Oliphant, so for that good race 3 performance. Aidan Moffat, still there, still consistently getting points. A top 6 in all of them. That's we barely spoke about him that day. Well, the commentator certainly didn't. But no, it's definitely way better performances than Sutton. So Moffat Laser Source should be happy with Moffat's performance for that. And is now tied with Jelly for the top 10 in the championship, but doesn't get ballast in the next race. Now that could be crucial for his home race, which he's done really well at. So Moffat could be one to watch. And hopefully get as many good results as this. So again, easy A tier for Moffat. Stephen Jelly next, finally got 3 decent races. I questioned his pace in the last few meetings, but he's definitely recovered this weekend. 5th place in race 1, dropped a little bit to 7th in race 2, and got his first podium of the year in race 3. Did have a good effort at trying to catch Proctor, but not in the end. I think Jelly definitely the highest scoring BMW of the day. Not that there was much competition. Yeah, he'll be very satisfied with that, and maybe this is his season getting back on track, I'd say. Next up, the man who's usually the top BMW, Colin Turkington, another low-brow weekend. Obviously, slightly better than at Brands Indy. Obviously, we did nobody mentioned this, but Turkington of course had a little incident in race 1 on turn 2. With Sutton, that nobody mentioned the fact that those two had their first come together, but ultimately recovered slightly to 18th thanks to the red flag. Got up to 12th in race 2, which would have been obviously within the reverse grid draw, but not quite in the end. And slightly improved to 8th place, so it was in the fight this time. I'd say more so than Brands Hatch Indy. It's definitely not the C tier. It's definitely not the C tier he got last time out, so slightly better. But Turkington, yeah, definitely time to improve. Definitely time is to. He is a fan of this track, and it should have been a much better day for him. So he'll go B, and hopefully this is when he'll get his championship back on track in Knock Hill. And Roy Butcher, race 1, very impressive to get out to 4th. Very close to getting a 3rd in race 1. Race 2, an absolutely remarkable start in that Toyota. Took the lead, never looked back, and won by a decent margin. And race 3, again completely innocent, taken out in the Boardby incident. Again, I blame neither driver. So, but I guess Butcher will be a bit annoyed to have dropped to 8th for the championship. But think about the ballast and how close he now is to the top guys. I think Butcher should be fairly happy with this weekend to have got that win out the way. He has genuine pace in that Toyota. I think he seems more at one with that car than Ingram was. So Butcher should be encouraged by this weekend. He'll be annoyed with the DNF, but apart from that, this is definitely an S tier weekend for him. Josh Cook, a bit like Turkington, one of the biggest drivers to drop a lot of places in the championship. He had poor qualifying before that. Race 1 had a penalty for incorrect position on the grid, dropped to 15th. Race 2 again got up in the fun and games and the action with Plato, Gough and Jackson. Ultimately didn't finish the race for the first time this year, and then did a pretty decent recovery in race 3 to get up to 12th, but 5 points in total is definitely not what Cook would have wanted at this point of the weekend, especially considering Sutton and Ingram, the two ahead of him before at the start of the day, had almost the exact same amount of bad luck. So yeah, disappointing for Cook. He'll want to pick himself up, so he gets sadly a C tier. Gordon Shen, more like it, I have to say. This is like we were saying, exactly the weekend he would have wanted to get 3 good results, to get into the top 10 of the championship. He's there now. He's in the group. He's within 29 points, so very close to the championship lead. Obviously, always a good qualifier. He has been since pretty much every meeting so far. So now he's in that top 6. He can get properly involved, and he'll be happy with 3 top 6 results, 2 podiums. I will put him in S tier. Onto the top 5, Adam Morgan. More like it. I said race 3 at Brands Hatch was a bit of a lucky one, just starting getting reverse grip pole and never looking back. But race 1, this is what we're used to. Consistency, avoiding any drama. Had a good start in that rear-wheel drive car, as to be expected. So he's definitely used to that now. And 2 third places and a 5th. I went from outside the top 10 of a championship and now top 5. So yeah, Morgan is here again, and this could be now he's seemingly at one with that BMW. This could be another great year for him. So he will join Shannon and Butcher in S tier. Jake Hill is next. Again, consistency. Good qualifying also. I'd say it was this point last year where Hill's season really started to pick up, where he got the good qualifying positions and the good race 1, 2, and 3. consistency. But now that he's properly in the fight, he'll be very satisfied with this weekend. Didn't quite get any podiums. I think that probably would have elevated this to an S tier day. So, but on this occasion, he goes in A. And the newest winner in the British Touring Car Championship, Dan Rowbottom. He's only took him 10 races to do it, but he's there already. And anyone who thought he didn't deserve that Honda seat, they've gone very quiet all of a sudden. Yes, first in race 1, and second in race 2. And even with a lot of ballast, it doesn't seem to be affecting him. He got 6th in race 3 also, and is now just 12 points within the championship, just 12 points behind the championship leader. I mean, who would have thought that at the start of the day? Yeah, Dan Rowbottom and Chilton, really, Dynamics are contenders this year, but without a question. So yeah, where else can you put Rowbottom other than S tier? Tom Ingram was unlucky to have the engine issue in race for qualifying that prevented him from taking part. Probably would have been happy to have made more progress in race 1 and failed to score a point. While Sutton, well, we'll get on to him in a minute, but Ingram did move up to 10th, and I think was involved in had to take avoiding action in the spinning Sutton in race 3, which ruined his day. So in the end, only 8 points in the end. For in a race where he should have really taken the championship lead, but again, work to do for Ingram. He goes in B. But I guess Ingram will take solace in the fact that Sutton, his championship rival, had an equal amount of bad luck on Sunday. Involved in the incident, as I said before, with Turkeyson in race 1, probably would have finished last overall if it weren't for the red flag, but recovered to get 14th. Race 2, much more what we expected, making progress, getting a decent top 10 results in race 2 to get a good chance of a reverse withdrawal. And he would have been on the front row, and Tim Horry said, if Sutton doesn't win this race, he'll eat his hat, and I hope he enjoyed it, if he's eaten it. And race 3, completely innocent in 2 incidents. First one with Proctor. I don't blame Proctor. Sutton could have recovered, could have saved it, but then had a second contact with his own teammate, Bordley, and ruined his suspension. So that was his point scoring run ended as well. But I think Sutton will be satisfied with the fact that Ingram also had bad luck, and I guess now it's Rowbottom and Hill and Morgan, Shedden, those guys. They're now closer. Maybe now Sutton and Ingram will change their approach to the championship this year. So yeah, it's a very real. It's been one of those days where all the crashes, the red flags, and the drama, it's kind of overshadowed all the championship battles. But of course, safety should take priority over the show, as always. So, but looking at it, it was a pretty big day in terms of the championship, and I think look at the long term, it's going to be a very crucial day. Well, Oulton Park really is the track where we find out for sure who the genuine contenders are. But now, this weekend left us with more questions than answers, really. So that's my ratings for this weekend. Fairly enjoyable day, if a bit somber at times. Hope you've enjoyed my ratings. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.